Mr. Weiss, you may proceed.
It should have had this struck out language. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. This just has the clean version. Not sure what happened. Technology. Okay, so bear with me because I'm going to read the whole thing. I move to amend the motion by replacing the struck through language with the underlined language, but there is no struck through or underline. Okay. An act authorizing the city known as the Town of Amherst to hold a special election on December 4th, 2018. Whereas the city known as the Town of Amherst has changed its form of government and desires to elect its first town council as soon as practicable, be it enacted by the State and House of Representatives and General Court assembled and by the authority of the same as follows. Section 1. Notwithstanding any general or special law or charter provision of the city known as the Town of Amherst to the contrary, the city known as the Town of Amherst shall hold a special election for the office of Town Council on December 4th, 2018, and a preliminary election for the office of Town Councilor on October 16th, 2018.
I'm hearing a point of order.
That screen is not showing what Mr. Weiss is reading.
Yeah, we need to see Mr. Weiss's amended. Okay, then let's take a hard copy and project it. Can we do that?
Weird.
I'm presuming that once Mr. Weiss is through reading, he's going to carefully go through all of the changes that he's proposing. I'm sure he will do that.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Dang.
Okay, so Sean, you might want to stay there and then scroll it as he reads.
Okay. My apologies.
So just so you know, in red you will see his substitute dates. Why don't you start with section 1?
Okay, section 1, notwithstanding any general or special law or charter provision of the city known as the Town of Amherst to the contrary, the city known as the Town of Amherst shall hold a special election for the office of Town Councilor on December 4th, 2018, and a preliminary election for the office of Town Councilor on October 16, 2018. Section 2, notwithstanding Section 7 of Chapter 53 of the Massachusetts General Laws or any other general or special law or charter provision to the contrary, nomination papers for the office of Town Council member shall be filed with the Board of Registrars of the city known as the Town of Amherst for certification of signatures on or before 5 p.m. on August 28, 2018. Section 3, notwithstanding any other general or special law or charter provision to the contrary, the Board of Registrars shall complete certification of signatures on these nomination papers on or before 5 p.m. on September 4th, 2018. Section 4, notwithstanding Section 10 of Chapter 53 of the Massachusetts General Laws or any other general or special law or charter provision to the contrary, certified nomination papers shall be filed with the town clerk on or before 5 p.m. on September 11th, 2018. Section 5, notwithstanding Section 11 of Chapter 53 of the Massachusetts General Laws or any other general or special law or charter provision to the contrary, a candidate who has filed nomination papers to fill the vacancy in the office of Town Council member may withdraw his or her nomination by filing a notarized withdrawal no later than 5 p.m. on September 13, 2018. Section 6, the town clerk shall take all actions necessary to conduct the special election for the town council on December 4th, 2018. Section 7, notwithstanding, there's no change in Section 7 from before.
That's acceptable to say. Or in Section 8.
Or in Section 8.
Do we have a second? Mr. Weiss, you may speak to your motion.
Well, thank you. I am Mr. Weiss. Formerly of Precinct 8. I don't know what district I'm in. 5, thank you.
For the purpose of introductions, we're still using town meeting precincts. Thank
Okay,
you.
8. The select board motion that you just heard before me does fix the June 1st date problem to take out papers, petition papers to run for office. But it does not fix the problem of the September 4th primary. As we've drawn closer to tonight's special town meeting, it's become clear that our body is once again divided. The conversations have grown rancorous and seem guaranteed to continue into the night. We could spend an hour or 2, or God forbid 3, debating the constitutionality or lack thereof of the article, of the possibility of disenfranchisement or not of students, of whether the Charter Commission realized or not when they created this calendar of such potential problems. I see such a fight getting us nowhere, but more divided, with only a vote at the end to decide the outcome and anger left all around. A group of us have been working on a solution to this dilemma for the past few days and came up with the motion I just read. If this motion passes, it may be a solution that more of us can agree on than what we have before us without it. That's my hope. I'd like to offer up some of the words from Koppelman and Page that I think speaks to this. You can find it in section C of their written opinion to the town on the matter of the charter transition provisions. And I am going to excerpt the relevant passages. C, authority to interpret the transition provisions. Section 10.13 of the charter provides further that, quote, the town council and select board shall have authority to adopt measures that clarify, confirm, or extend any of the transition provisions in order that the transition may be made in the most expeditious and least contentious manner possible, unquote. In turn, the section further requires that such measures be calculated to ensure transition is efficient and, according to Merriam-Webster, quote, the least likely to cause disagreement or argument, unquote. One could argue that my amendment will cause as much contention, disagreement, and argument as the motion made before me. However, I'd like to point out that while that motion, I'm sorry, I keep calling it an amendment because it's an amended motion, that motion does fix the problem of the timing of the taking out of petition papers. It does not fix the problem of students not being able to campaign on campus should there be a primary election. Currently, the primary is scheduled for September 4th, the first day of classes for all 3 institutions of higher learning in Amherst. This motion attempts to fix that problem, as well as providing the same earlier date for the taking out of petition papers. I'm asking why not delay the election 1 month to give students a closer approximation of the same opportunities to run and campaign as everyone else. That 1 month delay can go a long way in providing the democratic and representative government intended in the creation of this new home rule charter. I understand this amendment does not perfect the calendar, but neither does the select board motion. Consider this: if town meeting votes down this amendment, we will be left with 2 other options. The select board amendment accomplishes slightly less than this one, the original article much less. Vote down all 3, and we end up with the fallback provision in the charter that will have a January 24th general election, which nearly replicates the same problem as September 4th. And that provision in the charter is not debatable. It becomes the election calendar, barring a lawsuit. I want to apologize to the select board for not having had time to consult with them about this motion. You know that I would have preferred to do this, but we were literally working on it until game time. That's now. And despite this lack of consultation, it's my hope that the select board will support the motion. This is a hard decision we have to make tonight, and we cannot achieve perfection. I understand that there are likely people here who believe the select version is best, and others who believe the fallback calendar spelled out in the charter is best. All options are flawed, and I believe this option is the least flawed. Thank you.